Hi everyone, it's Zoe and welcome back to the Flicker of Hope Foundation's YouTube channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you my personal experience living with neurofibromatosis, which I was diagnosed at just 4 months old when my doctors saw these little brown patches on my skin called cafe au lait spots. Now, these weren't there when I was born, so I guess that was the first sort of alarm bell that my mum noticed. Now, my mum had never heard of NF before, so when she and her friend looked it up, they were both really scared. And I mean tears, hysteria, the whole thing, which is totally understandable when you realize your young child has this condition. Now, as a toddler, I went to the NF clinic at the Royal Children's Hospital, and it was really helpful, but unfortunately, I had to close due to funding issues. So basically, I was left to just bounce from different doctor to different doctor. Now, as a child, I wasn't that badly impacted. I obviously had a few struggles, like I was delayed when it came to things like walking or learning to read or learning to write my name nicely. But I definitely wasn't delayed in getting into some trouble and causing a little bit of mischief. There was this one time when I decided I didn't want to take my nap. I wanted to play makeup, and I got into my mum's makeup bag. But it wasn't my fault because it was left within my arm's reach, so clearly it was my mum's fault, not my own. But I had my first real issue when I turned 12. I woke up one day and my face on one side was really swollen. And we thought it was just a pretty nasty tooth infection, but it turns out I had a golf ball sized neurofibroma that grew in my sinus cavity. And I just so conveniently to have a golf ball with me. So this was in my sinus cavity, which is kind of crazy. So after getting it removed, I felt so much better, but that was my first real moment when I realized, okay, so this condition I have is actually kind of serious. When I was about 16 or 17, we found out that the NF clinic at the Royal Children's Hospital had reopened. So we went back there and I had more scans. And these scans showed I had a number of neurofibromas. I had one in my brain, spine, shoulder, leg, and the one in my sinus cavity had grown back. So that meant having another surgery to remove it again. And it was around this time when I was in the operating theatre that my mum came up with the idea of setting up the Flicker of Hope Foundation. She wanted to start up the Flicker of Hope Foundation because she wanted to do something that would help people living with NF. So she decided she wanted to find a way to raise a bunch of money to go towards research. And since starting up in 2018, we have nearly raised $4 million. I am very lucky that my NF doesn't impact me greatly every single day, although I do get very tired very easily. So things like learning new skills or focusing for long periods of time really wear me out. I also remember being a kid and not understanding why things I found hard that was so easy for other kids my age. So things like riding a bike or throwing and catching a ball, I found nearly impossible, yet everyone else my age just seemed like it was second nature. They could just do it without thinking. I also remembered really struggling to accept the fact that I looked different because I had the cafe au lait spots on my stomach, on my back and under my arms, whereas the other kids didn't. But despite all of that, my NF doesn't stop me from doing what I love. My biggest passion is musical theatre. I absolutely love performing with community theatre groups, and it's such an amazing space to be a part of because everyone there loves it just as much as me, and everyone's so positive and loving, and it's an amazing experience. I obviously have to keep up to date with all of my doctor's appointments and having regular MRIs, having my skin checked, having my eyes checked, and I won't lie, it can be scary at times, just knowing that at any point one of these tumours can start causing problems, or I could just start growing all of these new ones. But, you know, here's the deal. I can't change the fact that I have NF. It's not going away. I can't do anything about it. So instead I like to focus on the things that I love, like my dogs. They are basically my children. They are amazing. They're adorable. Their names are Daisy and Ruby, and they are the sweetest puppies in the entire world, I would do anything for them. Obviously, all of my productions and musicals and making videos just like this one. If you have NF or you know someone that has NF, just know that you're not alone. Or if this is the first time you've ever heard about it, please consider supporting the Flicker of Hope Foundation. Every dollar donated really helps to fund some research and hopefully being able to find some meaningful treatments and maybe even one day a cure. Thank you so much for tuning in today and listening to me share my story living with NF with you all. And if you want to stay up to date with all things Flicker of Hope, all of our important links are in the description box below. So our Facebook, our Instagram, and our website. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.